Minute answer questions are quick tests of your understanding of important concepts from the chapter. If you're curious about one of the minute answer questions in particular, watch the lower left-hand side of the screen for the number, because we're going to take it from the top. Let's look. 1. Consider a shipping company that carries freight by truck. Name 3 inputs to this operation. Oh, okay, easy. Well, it's a shipping company by truck, so trucks are an input. Anything that is required by this company, well, actually cargo is an input. Fuel is an input. I can keep going. It only asked for 3, but how about drivers are an input, dispatchers are an input, customers are an input, roads are an input. Remember that in the input transformation output model, input is anything that is needed by the operation. The operation, like roads, doesn't actually have to own it. Okay, next question. 2. Value added refers to the difference between the overall value of what and what? Outputs and inputs. Right, speaking of the input transformation process output model, value added refers distinctly to the difference between the outputs and the inputs. All right, next question. In the hierarchy of decision making, what level is below strategic decision making? That would be tactical. Because we remember the hierarchy of decision making is strategic first, set goals, then tactical, figure out how to get it done, and then implementation. Okay, put it into action, and it's probably going to need some adjustment. Next question. Does a service operation usually experience higher or lower variability in its inputs and outputs when compared to goods? Oh, you know what this would be? A service operation, higher variability. We remember that in the discussion of the contrast between services versus goods production, services and service systems generally experience higher variability of inputs and outputs. All right, next question. Ethics are principles that define what? Ethics. Well, basically, there are any principles that define good versus bad. That's what we mean by ethics. It's a rule for determining, you say good versus bad what? Well, generally good versus bad behavior, but that could be good versus bad decision making, or in certain circumstances to a certain extent, you could say a good versus a bad person. All right, next question. What is the farthest point in the future considered in decision making called? Okay, this is definitional. The farthest point in the future that you bother to consider when you're making a decision is known as your planning horizon. Okay, to remember that, think of the image of looking out into the future, right? What is the farthest you can see when you literally look out? It's the horizon. When you're planning, the farthest you bothered to look out is your planning horizon. Next question. Optimization refers to identification of what? Optimization means best. You say best what? Well, if you're trying to pick between things, best alternative, best solution, best answer, optimization means seeking the absolute best. Okay, next question. What are tangible goods awaiting sale or use called? Oh, that's definitional. That is inventory. We remember that only goods can be held in inventory. Services cannot be held in inventory because one has to be tangible in order to be held or wait for sale or use. All right, next question. Which involves the greatest degree of uncertainty? An event or an incident? Okay, between the two of these, definitely an incident. Think about it. An event, Event management, an event may be very, very complicated, but to be an event, we have decided when in the future we're basically going to achieve it, or stage it, or provide it. An incident, you don't even know when you're going to be working on it because it's an incident. It's something that's unexpected, so it is even a higher degree of uncertainty. Next question. What does NGO stand for? Non-governmental organization. The lingo NGO is very common in, for instance, disaster response. But NGOs are not exclusive to that particular industry or that particular arena. It would be a nonprofit organization that is not associated with a government. All right, next question. Does a service operation, service, require higher or lower capital investment when compared to goods? Service operation, that would be lower. Lower capital investment. Now, that's not like a natural law. It's a generality. But we observe this. Generally, if you want to start a service system, you spend less or obligated to spend less in upfront costs, like for special equipment investments like that. All right, next question. Is the objective of efficiency likely to be more central to planning for production or incident management? Now, production management is like ongoing business, like manufacturing, and incident management is providing something unannounced and unexpected. Efficiency is the best use of resources. Answer would be, production management. I circled incident management, bad. The answer is production management, because efficiency is an objective in which you look for the absolute best use of your resources. So it implies a lot of careful and sophisticated planning. Oh, okay, that's logical for like an ongoing operation where you have lots of good data and a high degree of control. Okay, but it is less applicable to a situation such as incident management when you don't have a high degree of control, because you are responding to something that was unscheduled and unexpected. A more logical objective for your planning would be effectiveness, less so efficiency.